Well, hey y'all, welcome back to Life with Nana. I'm Nana and I'm so glad you're here today. Today we're going to be canning dried pinto beans. This couldn't be simpler, and we're going to be using our electric canner again. And I hope you enjoy this video because it is so simple and it's a great way to keep your stores rotated through. So I looked at my pantry shelf and I saw that I had plenty of white beans, but I was a little low on pinto beans. So I decided that one of our Canuary videos, we should can pinto beans together. Now, the first thing I did is I took my beans, washed them, sorted them, do all that. Brought them up to a boil and then turned it off and let them sit there for a few hours. And now they are ready to go in the jars. Now, I gotta go over this again a little bit. All these jars have come out of the dishwasher. They have been, they're clean, they're sterilized, even though you don't have to sterilize your jars anymore. But I like to run them through the dishwasher, and then that way I'm double sure of everything I'm doing. Now this is your 1-inch headspace. When you hear me talk about that, that's where that is, that bottom little ring around your jar right there. Okay, so this could not be simpler, as I said. So we're going to get 7 jars because that's what my canner holds. And I already washed up enough to do another video later in the week. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to can in that video, but it'll be something good. You can see that I'm putting about a cup and then just a little, maybe a cup and a fourth in there. If you look at this jar, here's our headspace. This is how much we're going to have left. I am going to put some little ham bits in there and some pork broth that I had on my shelf that we had not gone through. Got that one a little full. As you can see, we had about this much. So I'm just going to take a few out of each one of these jars and put in this jar. Not a big deal at all. So how are we doing here? Yeah, that looks pretty good. That one's a little, needs a few more out of this jar. Okay. Got my handy dandy little opener here. Now this is called a pry lid, and this is an antique one, but and typically up until recently you couldn't find these, but now you can from 4 jars. They're making them again, which is wonderful. Because I think everyone should have one of these. It keeps you from, chipping your jar. Okay, so I'm going to put just a couple of pieces of ham in each one. You can really tell these had a good seal. Again, these are going to be so wonderful. Now you can let your beans soak in cold water overnight, or you can do what I did and you can boil them in a pot and then let them cool off for a little while. So we are going to just fill this up to our 1-inch headspace. So the rest of these I'm just going to put chicken stock in. Not going to make any difference. They're going to be wonderful. can even add just a little bit of water if you need to. Okay. I'm going to get my chopstick out, and we're going to swirl these around. Debubble our jars. Okay, I've got me some apple cider vinegar here, and I'm going to just go around the tops of my jars. We don't want any fat or any kind of debris. I've already checked the jars to make sure they don't have any kind of a little broken spot or anything like that. All right. Now, 4 jars recommends that you soak your lids in hot water. Most of the other brands don't. I find that this really helps give you a good seal. So that's what we're going to do. Get these out. We're just going to put these on finger tight. Sometimes these feel so thick because these are made so well. They are thicker than what you buy at the big box stores. Sometimes I have to double check to make sure I don't have 2. So, I love these. Great company. I don't have any affiliation with them, but it is a really good company. They make a great product. So I wanted to show you this book. This is one of my favorite canning books. I do like all the Ball canning books, but this one is the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. 400 delicious creative recipes for today. And as you can see, lots of places marked. Lots of things I want to try. So we're going to get our beans in our canner. The water in here is cool. This is the contents of the jar are cool. All right, so we're going to put our lid on. We're going to put our thing to lock it down, and I'll take my regulator off. Now, it's asking me if I want to can. These I'm going to can for 75 minutes because they do have meat in them. Again, you have to do that. And then press the button. It says insert the jars, and it's warming. So this is going to come up to pressure. It'll vent for 10 minutes. I'll put the regulator on, and when they get finished, I'll bring you back and show you what that is. Okay, we've got our beans in the canner, and they're doing their thing. And I thought I would make what we like to call hush puppy cornbread. And you make this just like you do hush puppies. So I'm going to put in just a little bit of oil in my little baby skillet here because it's just me and Papa. I'm going to put it in the oven. What I'm going to do is I've got some self-rising white lily cornmeal here. Not going to take much. This is a half a cup. So I'm going to put about 3/4 of a cup of cornmeal. And then just a little bit of flour. I don't like a lot of flour. Probably about 1/4 of a cup. Now I got all my clean dishes dirty. All right, so we're going to add 1 egg. And enough milk to get this to the consistency that you want. I'll show you kind of how I like it. I'm also going to put just a little bit of sugar in this because I want it just a little bit on the sweet side. So about 1/4 cup, maybe not hardly that much. Can you tell I'm winging this? This is how I normally cook. All right, so we have 3/4 cup of cornmeal, 1/4 cup of the self-rising flour, 1 egg, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1/2 of an onion going in. I'm going to put just a little more milk in that. I didn't have any milk, so I had some whipping cream, and I just mixed whipping cream and water together, and we're going to go with that. Let's get our skillet out. Now my skillet has some lard in it, and I'm going to make sure that this is really good and coated. I'm going to pour the rest of that lard in there. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of this cornmeal and sprinkle over the bottom of my iron skillet here. Stir this together. And I thought this would be really good with those beans that we're canning up. So this is going to go in the oven, and we're going to bake this at 350 until it's done. About, probably, in this pan, probably about 25 minutes. We've accomplished a lot today. So we've got our beans in the canner, we've got our cornbread in the oven, we've got 7 more jars to go on our shelves, and that's going to be wonderful. We'll have that pan of cornbread to go either with the beans or something else. Cornbread freezes really, really well, so if I don't use this in the next day or two, then we'll just freeze it. It's not going to be a problem. All right, guys, it's the next morning, and as you can see, we've got our beans out of the canner. All of them sealed. Yay. Love those 4 jars lids. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rings off, because it is recommended that you store what you can with the rings off. Some people do, some people don't. It just helps to prevent a false seal. So I take mine off. Warm kitchen towel here, and I'm going to just wash each jar very thoroughly right around those things. And this is a good way to check the seal. See, the seal is great. And these look fantastic. These look really good. I'm really tickled to have these on our pantry shelf. These are going to be so good during our pantry challenge. Now I keep a 5-gallon bucket upstairs of pinto beans, navy beans, rice, sugar. I buy salt when I can in bulk. And it's really nice not to have to run to the store all the time to get some little something that you need. I also keep bread flour in bulk during the holiday season when I'm baking a lot of rolls and breads and different things like that. So let me show you what we got accomplished yesterday and today. Canning takes a little bit, so when I knew the canner was done, I just unplugged it, and then I just left them in there until this morning, because I was just so tired last night. I did just leave them in the canner, got up this morning and we're ready to go. All right, well, here is what we have. We have our 7 jars of pinto beans with ham, and we have a small pan of hush puppy cornbread ready to go for when we need it this next week. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I sure did. So Nana loves you. Nana's so proud of you. I hope you have a wonderful day today. And I hope that I will see you again on the next one. Love you.